Up first, we are joined by TMK Energy with the ticker code TMK, a company focused on the responsible development of Mongolia's significant gas resources. To tell us more, today I am joined by CEO Brendan Stats, who is joining us live from site in Mongolia. Good morning, Brendan.
Hi, Jane, and thank you very much for the opportunity to present today during the webinar. And thank you everyone for joining. I hope you find it interesting. Yeah, I'm currently on site in the South Gobi Basin of Mongolia, where we're undertaking a very important work program on our Gurvantes coal seam gas project. Just a little bit about me. I'm the CEO of TMK Energy. I'm a geologist by background, and I've been working in Mongolia for over 10 years, particularly focused on coal and coal seam gas. Yeah, but just on TMK, so we're an ASX listed company. We're an oil and gas explorer, but we're really 100% focused on our Gurvantes coal seam gas project here in the South Gobi Basin. Yeah, I'll just say with the disclaimer that this presentation is available on our website, and there's also a lot of other great information on the website. So if you're interested, please have a look at the information on the website, and you can always contact the company with any questions. So with regards to the investment highlights, so this is a snapshot of our investment highlights, and I'll try and talk through these more as we go through the presentation. But the key ones really are we've got the largest gas resource, or 2C gas resource, in Mongolia. The project's located very close to China, about 40 kilometers south of where I'm sitting today, and close to existing gas infrastructure, which is located in northern China, which connects to the whole east coast of China. We're relatively early stage in the exploration process. We've been exploring for about 2 years, but the project's significantly de-risked with extensive drill hole database, covering a significant part of the license area. And that really relates to the extensive work that's been completed on coal exploration in this part of the South Gobi Basin, where there are clearly defined coal fields and a number of active operating coal mines. Just broadly, energy in this part of the world, Mongolia and in China, is they're short energy, and they have a particular appetite for gas. And so we think we've got the right project in the right location and at the right time. The data we have, as I mentioned, it's early stage, but we've got a significant data set, and it all points to a world-class coal seam gas project. If you look at the key technical parameters, they're equal to or better than developed coal seam gas projects around the world. And my experience is really in Australia, but even worldwide, comparing to the US coal seam gas fields, where coal seam gas really kicked off. So in terms of the work program for this year, we're at a very interesting stage. We've got a very active work program for the rest of the year, with a couple. So there'll be a lot of news flow, and also taking the project through some key development milestones in 2023. So, it's an exciting time in the journey for TMK. Just quickly on the corporate snapshot, I'll just point out a few features. We've got about $7.5 million in the bank, so we're well funded through the proposed work program for the rest of this year and into next year. With regards to the board and management, strongly aligned board and management, and board and management have about 50% of the shares on issue, so significant skin in the game for the board and management. And the other interesting aspect of our register is we've got significant local ownership, or ownership by Mongolian nationals, which I think is important when you're developing these projects in Mongolia. So on the board and management, we've got a diverse range of skills and experience, which I think really suit the stage of TMK's journey at the moment. In terms of the skills and experience, we also include both Mongolian nationals on both the board level and the management team level. The four key members of the management team have been involved in the project pretty much since the start of this project in Mongolia. And I think we've got a track record of delivering when it comes to the project. We've been able to hit our targets on schedule and really move the project forward successfully. So when we're talking about the Gurvantes coal seam gas project, just big picture, I guess the key attributes are the size of the project, or the scale of the project, the location, and the quality of the asset. So with regards to size, we're talking both geographically, it's 8,500 square kilometers is the exploration license. So that's a very, very large area, and basically the whole western portion of the South Gobi Basin. But also in terms of the resources, we've got resources of a 2C plus 2U of about 6.5 trillion cubic feet of gas. So, it's a very, very large gas project, and that talks to the location being right next to the world's largest energy market in China. And as I mentioned, very close to that existing gas pipeline or infrastructure that runs across the northern China and connects to the east coast. So it's got the scale, strategically located. And I guess the location really talks to a real advantage in terms of cost of delivery, delivering gas and energy to that large market, compared to where China currently sources its natural gas from. The other one is the quality of the project, and I'll probably talk more to the quality of the project as we look at the data. But yeah, we consider this a world-class coal seam gas play. I won't go through all the significant milestones and achievements, except to say that the project really kicked off in 2019 with the earlier prospecting agreement, which is the stage before an exploration license. And as I mentioned, I've been involved since and really leading the project since 2019, and as have the management team. We've been involved since the very beginning. So that's the beginning. And now, just towards the end, where we're at today, we're currently in the process of commissioning 3 production wells. You can see them from the GUR here, but so we're commissioning them, and we expect to bring them online in the next 2 weeks and start an extended production test. So I guess over the course of 2022, we really proved there's a large amount of gas in the ground. And the key question is, can we get that gas out and at what rates? And that really talks to the commerciality of the project. And so we'll turn these 3 production wells on in 2 weeks and do an extended production test over 6 months. And really that'll really go a long way to answering the question, can we get the gas out and at what rates? So just for the geologists that have joined today, these are the drilling results which we from the exploration program last year. I won't go into in detail, except to say that with the exploration program, we delivered 100% success rate. And success really looks like, what success is intersecting thick coal with high gas and demonstrating the gas composition and the permeability suitable for a coal seam gas project. So the drilling results last year were excellent and delivered all the key technical parameters required to take for a coal seam gas project. And I'll just highlight a couple of the key advantages of this project. Is really the coal thickness. We intersected between 40 to 175 meters of coal in each of the exploration wells. So that's very, very thick, and that's the thickest coal seams of any coal seam gas project that I know of. And then not just that, the gas contents are very high. So around 10 cubic meters per tonne on as received basis. So very, very thick coal and very gassy coal. So that information went in, the results from the exploration last year went into our maiden contingent resource estimate completed by Netherlands Soul, and that's where we've certified 1.2 trillion cubic feet of gas based on those results last year and the existing data set. So that's a very, very large gas project in itself. 1.2 TCF, if you can sell that at $10 a gigajoule, that talks to about $13 billion worth of gas. So, but the important thing to keep in mind, though, is this is just from the exploration program last year, which we really focused on a small area, and this resource estimate is based on only 60 square kilometres, which is less than 1% of the total project area. So there's still plenty of upside, and I guess it talks to the scale of the project. So this slide really talks to the quality of the project, and it's just comparing the gas resource density, so gas per unit area, with some of the most well-known and developed coal seam gas projects worldwide. And so the chart on the left really plots the 3 small blue dots are, Powder River Basin in the US, the Surat Basin in Australia, and the Bowen Basin in Australia. And it generally shows that those projects, which are very successful projects, operate between 4 to 6 BCF per square kilometre. But the advantage of the Gurvantes project, it's that blue dot up in the top right-hand corner. It's running at about 33 BCF per square kilometre. So just a very, very high resource density, which talks to high operating margins and low production costs. And so that's a significant advantage of this project. So on to 2023. So this is our work program for 2023, and we're currently on plan, on budget and on schedule. And the key one is we drilled the first aspect of the 2023 work program is a pilot well program, and that's where we're drilling these 3 production wells. And the objective is really to flow gas to surface, understand the production profiles, and all going well, demonstrate the commerciality aspects of the project. We know how much it costs to drill a well, and really how much revenue we get out of the well. It depends on the production rates, and that's what we'll understand in the next 6 months. So we drilled those 3 production wells in May. We're putting in the surface facilities in June, and currently we're nearly finished that work, and we're looking to commission those wells in the next week or two. And then the production testing itself will be over a 6-month period. And initially we expect, as typical with coal seam gas projects, high water rate at the start, a low gas rate, and then over the months we'll see the water rate drop off and the gas rates pick up. So yeah, that'll be, and that's a real key milestone for the company. Yeah, we understand there's a large amount of gas in the ground, but now we need to demonstrate we can flow it to the surface. The other key aspect of the work program is an exploration program, similar to what we did last year, improving up the contingent resources, but we'll move to a different area and continue. And when we're moving to a different area, it'll be existing coal fields that have been defined by coal exploration over the last, say, 15 years. And so it presents a really low risk exploration with high value outcomes, which is really the key. And then the early commercialization, I guess where we're sitting today, where these production wells are getting drilled, there's a number of open cut coal mines operating, and they're desperate for reliable power. So that's our first market, is really the gas produced from these pilot wells or these 3 production wells, burning that gas on site, generating electricity, and selling that electricity to the local market. And it's relatively straightforward, putting the gas from production wells into reciprocating engines and connecting to the existing power infrastructure. So that's our early commercialization, which we're already also focused on this year. So these are just more details of the pilot well program. All 3 production wells were drilled very successfully. They met all the key technical objectives, and I guess the highlight feature there is in each of the production wells, there's between 60 to 70 meters of coal and very gassy coal in the production interval. So that's a very, very thick amount of coal. And so, and that's why we're very confident with the results from these production wells. Very gassy coal at these depths and that much coal, and the permeability that we demonstrate through the exploration program. You know, we really expect to get a really cracking result out of these production wells. And so we're very confident and we're very excited for the next 6 months. And just with the exploration program, just with the picture there, I guess the blue box is where we did the exploration program last year. Now we're doing the production wells. And then the green area is where we'll look to do the exploration program this year. And yeah, as I mentioned before, the key strategy is low risk exploration, delivering high value outcomes, and also taking the project through the key development milestones, and that's what we've been able to do very successfully so far. And again, we're very confident with this year's work program. In terms of commercializing the gas, so we see there's significant opportunities for natural gas to play a very important role in the energy market, in the domestic energy market here in Mongolia. There's some significant issues in Mongolia energy market around energy security, reliability, and independence. And yeah, we think gas can play a very, very important role in Mongolia. And I guess that's highlighted by the fact that we've already got an offtake agreement for this gas, any gas that we produce from these 3 production wells this year. This part of the South Gobi in particular, a lot of high energy users based on the mining industry here that are very keen for reliable and cheap power. So yeah, there's significant opportunities domestically. But the big picture is, and the ultimate goal is to be selling gas into the largest energy market in the world, in China next door. And the Chinese energy thematic's probably well known. Gas demand forecast to double in the next 20 years as a forecast shortfall. And I guess the advantage of this project is over all the other potential. China currently imports its gas from about 3,500 kilometers away from Turkmenistan, Russia, Myanmar. And so our project's 20 kilometers across the border, close to the existing network. So there's a real cost of delivery and advantage there. And we're also competing against coal seam gas that comes out of Australia, gets liquefied and taken to China as LNG. And that's a very high cost solution for China. So the real advantage is being located this close to the Chinese energy market. Just in terms of operating in Mongolia, there's a real focus on developing the resource industry. It's really the lifeblood of the economy here, and attracting foreign investment to take these projects forward. There's a lot of potential in Mongolia. It's underexplored, and so there's a real focus on encouraging companies like us, TMK, to come in and explore and develop these projects. And I guess the whole concept of developing resource projects in Mongolia and sell to China is well established here. There's a large mining industry, which and I think 92% of the exports go south into China. So it's not breaking new ground in that sense. And just as well as Mongolia, I've been working here for over 10 years, and yeah, I enjoy the place. I really like the place. I think it's a great place to work, and obviously that's why I'm still here, I suppose. So next slide, please. And I just guess with the current development framework with our partners are Talon Energy, also an ASX listed oil and gas explorer, and they've earned a 33% direct working interest in the project by way of a farm-in over the last couple of years, where they've funded the work programs thus far. So they're our partner in the project, and the other partner is really the Mongolian government by way of our production sharing contract, which is a key contract which stipulates the key fiscal terms under which we can explore for and develop this project. And so there's a royalty and also a profit share after cost recovery with the Mongolian government. So they're our partners who are very, very good at supporting us, both Talon and the Mongolian government, in making this taking this project forward. So just in closing, I think we've got a huge opportunity here, the project's huge potential, and this year we'll really see de-risked and taken through some key development milestones, particularly I think with the pilot well program and flowing gas to surface, and hopefully demonstrating the amazing commerciality aspects of this project as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Brendan, thank you for the great presentation. Unfortunately, we've run over time, so we're not able to get to any questions. However, if you do have questions for Brendan and TMK, the details on the bottom of the ASX releases. But Brendan, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Jane.